This video is going to be about tables and how to create them. So in my code editor, I've got the basic code set up, and I've changed the title to HTML tables. As you can see here, HTML tables is in the browser. So let's get creating a table. So the first thing you need to do when creating tables is enclose your table within the table tab. So we've got an opening and closing tab. So all the content for the table goes inside this tab. Okay, so first thing we can do is we need to put information in. So there is a tag called tr, and what this is and inside the table row we place all the table data, the td tag. So the first thing we want in our row, so we're going to put somebody, a name, so I'm going to put Simon Moore. And the next table row, so this will be going across the screen. So if I just put in, so let's do his age, so his age is 51. If I save that, in the output you can see Simon Moore's first and then 51, because we're still doing the same table row, so we're going across the screen. So the next one we add will appear to the right, table data, and let's put sales, we'll say what department is he working, and then the next table data is we're going to put his salary. Here's a comma. So on the output screen you can see we've got Simon Moore, he's 51, he works in sales, and his salary is £25,000 a year. Nice little start salary there. So when we want to put in the next row, we then come outside the previous table row and we start another table row. And again, to put data in, we use table data. And for this one, I'm going to put Sarah Harding in here, and then I'm going to give her an age of 35, and then she's in data. We'll put her in data analysis, and then we need her salary. And we're going to say she earns 22,500. Okay, let's save that. As you can see, the next row we've created appears underneath the previous row. Obviously, it will display basic form because we're only in HTML. When you start doing CSS, you can make this look a lot fancier, more spaced out, borders, blah blah blah. But for now, just remember this is in basic form, but you can see the structure of the table setting up and how to do it. So let's create another table row with table data, and for this one let's put in Colin Batman, and we're going to say he is 35. And we will say he works in marketing, and we will say he earns £21,000 a year. And we'll just add one more table row for now, and we will put in let's create to trough, She is 55. And we shall she's in retail. And let's put she earns £23,000. So we save all that. So there you can see we've got our 4 rows of data. And inside the rows of data, we then got our data. So we've got some information there. So that's a basic structure of the table. Now there are some other things you can do to give this a bit of detail. And the first one we're going to do is just inside the table at the top, we can use the caption tag. And you can give it a basic description of the table. It's like the table title. So we're going to call this Staff Basic HR Information. And then that will appear above your table you're creating, and it will centralise itself as a title for the table. So straightforward. Okay, so let's take the next stage. So obviously in tables you have columns of saying employee name, employee age, employee's department, salary, and you can do that by using TR tag still, and then there's a slight difference. So you still have to create a table row, but instead of using table data, we're going to use table header. So this will be used to identify that these are actually the headers of these columns. So we'll put employee name, and then we shall create another table header for the next column, which is the age. Another table header, which is what department they work in, and the final table header salary. Yeah, salary, is it not? So let's save that and let's have a look what that looks like. So we've now got this table row inserted, but because we've put it as table header, it's actually put it in bold to make it stand out. So you can see that we've got employee name in bold, and then the employees underneath, then the age with the age underneath, and then you've got department, and the department are the people that work in, and then the salaries at the end with their salary wages. So there you go. Starting to look still a basic table, but it's starting to see that you can design a table up. So there's that bit. Now what you can do, because of when you're using browsers and screen readers, you can use things called table header, table body, table footer. So the browser or the screen reader knows what part of your table is what, and it gets the information from each one as it desires. So obviously in this, the table header, it's going to be this bit here where you've actually got the table header. So what we need to do is just come in here and put table. So it's T head for table header, and then just delete the table in closing tag because we need to put it after the row. And it's put it in for us. So let me just indent that. There you go. So inside our table head, we have our table row, which contains the table headers. So if I save this, nothing actually happens, but that's more of a design thing for other things, like as I said before, the browsers and the screen readers to understand which part of your code is the table header. So then obviously the main body is the rest of this information here. So we use the T body, and then we go down to after, and there you go, sticks the closing tab there. So all our table body information is enclosed within inside the table body element. So now we haven't yet created the table footer, which is obviously information at the bottom of here. So we're obviously going to create the table footer. Let's go. That's not table footer, is it? It's table foot. Let's spell that right. There you go. We've got the table foot. So inside the table foot, we're going to create some more table data. So this table we've created, what we want to do is we want to know how much total salary it's costing us. So what we want to do, the first table data we want to put, okay, total salary, so we know what the footer information is going to be. Now we don't actually want anything else in the next two columns, so I'm just going to put some dashes for now. And then the third column, obviously we want to put the totals of the complete salaries. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 87, 88, 21 £1,000. I'm just going to save that. So if we just have a look, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 87, 88, 91. Yes, that's £91,000, and then 500. So it's 91,500 our total salary. So that table tells us that we're spending 91,500 on salaries for all these members of staff. Okay, now table footer doesn't do anything. It's just, again, like the body and the table header, it's just content for the browser and the screen reader. So we've got our table there. Now in this course I'm trying not to bring too much of CSS into it, but one of the things you can do with CSS, you can put it in line into your code, and I'm going to show you a bit here, but it's not really something you need to understand at this stage, but I just need to show you this other tag called col group. So inside, just after the caption, I'm going to do the opening and closing column group tab, and then there's also another tab called col, and this is a bit of styling. Now I'm going to, when you're doing inline CSS, you have to do it using the style attribute. So we're using the col tab, and then we're using the style attribute, and then what we want to do is we want to set the background color. Okay, let's just do it for red now. Okay, so if we run that, save that. Now what column does, it obviously takes a column of your table, and it's always the first one, and we've set the background color to red. Okay, so if we then create another col and then put a style in there equals background color and we hit yellow and save that. So then the next column we're doing a yellow background. Now another thing you can use is called the span attribute. So we'll just chuck that in. So I'm going to span it for 2. So then it will span the column for 2 columns. So you get this red background over 2 columns, and then because we haven't told it to span any more than the single column in yellow, but you can always add 2 to expand the yellow. You can always add different colours for each one as well, just by adding more columns and get rid of the spans. Or you can always have more reds and just a yellow one on the end. But that was just to show you the column group tab and the col tags and how they're used within your table. So you can do a bit of design in your HTML code. So, but what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to leave that. I'll leave that as it is, but I want to create one more table. So after that table has ended, I'm going to create another table, and let's give it a caption. So a new table, caption, and we're going to do a table which represents some shop monthly sales report. And then we need to create the table header, and inside the table row, and obviously because this is table headers, we're going to use the TH tab for table header just for this column. So we're going to have a department column. We're going to have to do sales for 2022-23. And then we want the next column to have sales for 2023 to 24. And the last table header, we want to see the balance of the 2 years to see if we're making any money. So come outside that table header, and then we're creating the table body. Just going to scroll up a bit. So let's create the next table row. This one, we're going to use the table data. So the first department we're going to do is the clothing department. And then we're going to say, okay, first year they did £900. Second year, 1,100. So that leaves the balance at £200. So let's create the next table row, and this department we're going to call food. So we're doing whatever food they've sold. So the first year we'll say something, well, these could be monthly or yearly figures, but depends on the size of the shop. But these, actually, we actually put monthly sales at the top, so we'll call them monthly figures. So the next following year for that month. So shop monthly. So if we put in March sales report. Change that to that. Yeah, okay. So food. So then if we say they took, so we say 500, and then they took 850, and then that leaves the balance of 350 profit. Just so we can work out the results without it being too strenuous. So the next department, let's create an electronics department, and their first year things were a bit dearer, so let's say they did 1500, and then they did 2500, so they made a profit of £1,000. So that's the electronics. Let's just create one more table row, table data, and then we'll do a toys department. Let's say they did £750, 650. So that leaves a profit of 100. Actually, it's a minus, yeah, okay, so it's minus 100. So not doing so well compared to the previous year. So that's the table body finished with. And then we just come out the table body and do the table footer using the T-foot tab. So we actually should be putting this inside the table row again. Just notice up here, I didn't actually create the table row, so let's just meet. Although it didn't make no difference, you should be putting these in, because that's what they're there for, to help out in not just visual ways, other ways, as I said before. So let's just go back down here. So far you can see what's appeared on the screen is after our first table, we've now got our shop March sales reports, department, sales and balance, and then we've got our 4 departments, and then we're just going to create this footer. So the first one, so we actually want to put grand titles, and then the first column, the water sales add up to 3,650. And then the next one is 5,100. And then pure profit compared to the previous year, they were actually up £1,450. Better off for the month of March. So let's just save that. So there you go. That's that table we've created. So you can do different tables. You can, obviously, this information you have to put in yourself at its basic stage. But when you get onto using things like JavaScript, and you can pull data from different sources, especially things like databases. So you can take some database information and create a table on the screen using HTML, CSS to style it, and then JavaScript to get the data from the database to put into your table. So you'll see them used quite a lot on different web pages out there on the net. But at this basic stage, we're just creating our own. But they can be very adaptable going forward by using different languages or codes. So one other quick thing I'm just going to do, just to show you that a bit of styling does help. When you get to create some CSS code, you can put it within the head section. So I'm just going to stick some HTML code in here. So at this stage, you don't need to really know a lot about this, but basically when you put in when you put in CSS into your HTML code, you can place it within the head section using the style tabs. So the style tabs are HTML tags, but it actually says that what you're putting inside here is actually to do with CSS, right, styling. So basically I'm calling the T-head element and I'm giving it a colour, same with the T-body and the T-foot. So if I was to save this, you can see that because we did the T-foot section and we gave it those T-foot tags, everything that's inside the T-footers or the table footer is now turned red. The T-body has changed everything to blue, so that's mainly the main information within the table. And then the header, we decided we wanted to make it green, and it's made it all green. So that's just giving a bit of an insight into what CSS can do. I mean, it can do far more than this. This is just a basic thing, but obviously I need to let you know that the style tags for putting CSS into your HTML in the head section, and I've shown you also that you can do some style changes using the style tag. You can use the style attribute to change some CSS settings as well. So I just thought I'll show you that at this stage, just so you got a bit of an idea when you move on to CSS. So yeah, that's our two tables created. Try and create your own. Straightforward really, I think, but it's not that complicated. Once you practice a bit or follow these examples, change some data, have a mess around with it so you've got the idea of how they work. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If I could ask a favour to help support this new channel, that you hit that subscribe button and then select all on the bell for future videos that are coming out, and then I'd appreciate if you also hit the like button. This will help the channel grow, and then I shall carry on doing videos as I know they're being watched and appreciated. And then can you also check out the website that I'm just briefly going to show you. So this is the website that I've created. Down in the download section, you'll see that there are some download sheets. And simply for each one, you just click on the download and it will appear up in the corner, and it will download to your PC or laptop or whatever you're using. So I hope these are helpful. Leave comments in the videos as well so I can make improvements. Tell me what you think. Hope it's all been easy to follow and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. On this course, they are released every Tuesday evening, so hopefully you'll follow along, and clicking that bell will help get notifications of that. So thank you very much, and thank you for watching.